Hey, how you doing? Looks like I'm out of focus. I can switch that around. Hey, there's a doggy. It's snowing. I was watching a little bit of the playback from my last live stream and could use some bandwidth. Right, Jimbo? That's Jimmy back there. Thought I would continue. Looks like the snow is actually tapering off. Looks like I can see the sun trying to get through over there to the west. Let's see if this will be back in focus. Hey, it's in focus. Woohoo! I'm in the Kansas City Crossroads Arts District, heading towards the state line to pick up the missus from her work. And there's somebody walking down the middle of the road. Brilliant. Maybe the sidewalks are too iced up. And turning right on the Jefferson Highway. You are traveling the Jefferson Highway, Pines to Palms, which means from Winnipeg to New Orleans, through Kansas City. This is also Southwest Boulevard. I don't know how well the mic is working. It worked pretty well on the last one that I checked. And Jimmy's looking worried over there. What are you looking at, Jimmy? What do you see? Where's Stella? Stella. Oh, she's not down there. She's over here. Hi, Stella. And we're moving. Can you say that it was a bit of an overreaction? Everything was shut down today because of weather? I don't know. I just think if you move slow and give each other room, it's fine. The city streets are not bad at all. I mean, this kind of weather wouldn't be enough to shut down a lot of cities that are used to snow, but you know, with the warm winters we've been having, this city is not used to snow anymore. I remember, when was it, 2009? We had a blizzard around Christmas time, and it just kept snowing into January, and the city crews were overwhelmed and trying to remove the snow, and a lot of streets hadn't seen much clearance for weeks. And long story short, it was basically the downfall of the mayor of the city at that time. One of the controversies that brought him down, which was unfortunate. I actually liked that mayor. I thought given half a chance, he would be a good mayor, but he was up against a lot of things. And so anyway, this is where the Crossroads Arts District gets its name. This is the crossroads of the Jefferson Highway and the National Old Trails Road. Jefferson Highway, which runs from north to south, in this area runs from east to west. And the National Old Trails Road, which goes from east to west, in this area actually crosses north to south. It's weird. In Kansas City was the headquarters of Old Trails Road. And parts of National Old Trails Road west of Santa Fe, New Mexico are whichever, Route 66 now. Well, Route 66 and then, you know, historic Route 66, because technically Route 66 doesn't exist either. And we're coming into the west side. This is where a lot of Hispanic people settled into the city for good jobs, a lot of them railroad jobs. And this is the best Mexican food in the city, I think. But you can find it everywhere, but you know, I like restaurants. If it's a restaurant that's not like native to the area, like American food or whatever that is. Like if it's a Mexican restaurant, I almost like it for there to be almost a language barrier. That way I kind of know it's authentic. But that's just my personal opinion. I don't know what anybody else may think. And then we open up into Southwest Boulevard / Jefferson Highway. At one time, this was was the main highway coming out of Kansas City, heading southwest into the suburbs in Johnson County, and then places like Osawatomie, Paola, down to Fort Scott. At one time, it was called the Kansas City Fort Scott Road. In the 1800s, it was a road that was it was a defensive road meant to protect settlers from Native American tribes that were west of the state line in the Kansas Territory. And then the need for that decreased, and it just became a road. And then the Civil War, its role reversed. It was troops went up and down the road to protect Kansans from Missouri ruffians, as they were called, or bushwhackers, who were trying to head west into Kansas and start trouble in pre-Civil War and then during the Civil War. I love this Don's Liquors sign, Googie sign. I love it. It's a great thing. We're going to cut on up. Maybe it'll get slickery up here, so I'll be careful. But we're going to cut on up to, yeah. I know I could make it if I really pushed it, but you don't want to push it too hard in this kind of weather. But we're going to take this kind of parkway up into the 39th Street area. And quite often these roads up here really slick and stay slick long after a lot of other roads are cleaned up. I don't know what the weather people are saying, but it looks like the storm is tapering off. And like I say, in the morning it can be really hazardous. Oops, that was a little slick. Turn that corner a little sharply. But in the morning it could be hazardous because the temperatures will dip, and whatever water is on the roads might freeze. Especially those few hours before daylight comes. If you've ever been out in the weather, you know, my job, I've been out in the weather a lot at that time in the morning, you know that is the coldest part of the day. When I was in Scouts, they told us the reason that is that when the sun is heating up when the sun is coming up, it's heating up the land close to where you are. It draws the heat of the surrounding darkened areas, and so, you know, until about 7:38 in the morning, that could be the coldest part of the day, between the hours of 4 and 7. And you definitely notice how yucky it feels. It gets right into your bones. I've had to stand out. Sorry, lost my stream. Probably great video quality there too. This is a cobblestone road. It's the Roanoke area. Some interesting homes in here. And somewhere around here, although I've never been to it, but somewhere around here is the house of Thomas Hart Benton, a famous artist from Kansas City. the video looks really jittery, it's because I'm on a cobblestone road. My iPhone that I'm using to stream with is not very well mounted. Famous last words, and maybe I'll dare say it, but it wasn't too slick through here. Come to a complete stop and go. Now we're coming up on 39th Street, which is one time it was sort of a bohemian east-west strip coming out of the medical college here, which is now part of University of Kansas system. University of Kansas is like 50 miles to the west of here in Lawrence, but the building we're looking at in front of us, I believe, is an old convent. It's called the Loretto. It's now a meeting space kind of deal. Very pretty building. And now we're I believe gentrification is hitting with full force in this area. The rent is getting really high, and a lot of the small businesses, I guess, are having a hard time competing against a lot of the bigger chain type businesses. There's a lot of restaurants and bars here now, and they're all starting to go more upscale. There's a few little bohemian haunts left. There's a Mud Pie Coffee House, and they're closed. Everything is closed today. And I tell you, I don't know. Starbucks there is open. Room 39 is closed, another little coffee house. Prospero's Books is open. Blue Quake's open. The macaroni place, it looks closed. I don't know if that's a permanent thing or... Oh, yeah, it even looks like maybe Jazz is closed. This bar is right here in the corner. We see it's called Jimmy's Jigger, and it's been here since the 1930s. But it's been incorporated into this New Orleans style restaurant called Jazz, a Louisiana kitchen. Well, maybe, I don't know, I can't tell if they're open or closed. There's cars in the lot. I don't know. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but is it a bit of an overreaction? I mean, really, if you just drive it slow, this is not that bad. I hear a lot of schools are closed. Oop. Got a message from the missus. On your way to pick me up? See. Well, I'm going to end the video here. Everybody stay safe. And, you know, hopefully for the future, you'll see what this day was like, really like. I'll check out the stream later and see what it looks like. If it recorded and improves the quality, it's kind of bleh, depending on my cell signal. But anyways, hee hee.